G'day guys, it's Luke from the Beers of Sigma. We're back again. If you're new here, if you're not, smash like, smash subscribe, like you smash the beers. Bang! We're here, we're hot off the press, straight from the Cinderfall GT. Absolutely brilliant event from what I'm hearing. Run by the maleficent, beautiful Luke Stone from Cinderfall Gaming. Give him a hit up. He's got a great YouTube channel. I'll link it below. So check that out. Give him a sub as well and a like. Another fellow South Australian. And yeah, so I myself didn't get to go to the tournament, but the boys were there in representation. And two of them are here tonight. And first of all, joining me is Wayno. How you going, mate?
Hi. Yeah, I'm pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, he's pretty happy. I wonder why. And next joining us is Sir Nicholas. How are you, sir?
Hello? Are we still here?
Yeah,
We're still here.
The internet. Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I only was able to play 3 out of 5 of the games, but still managed a pretty good placing, so I'm pretty happy with it.
Keep them secret. Keep them secret. Keep it safe.
Ooh,
Keep it
they'll
secret.
come out later.
All right. So I wasn't there, so I'm going to hand it over to Wayno and Nick to go through the event, and yeah, we'll go from there. First of all, mate, I'm just wondering about the actual place itself. How was it? Was it a nice area? Was it a nice tournament? Nice, you know. I heard there was some good bacon butties to be had there. So yeah, run us through that.
Yeah, so yeah, it was held here in South Australia, in Elizabeth, at a hall called Ollie Road Hall, and it was what? And it was a lovely.
Elizabeth, it's lovely.
No, honestly, it was lovely hall.
It was.
Good,
It was
good. I'm glad.
Had like 6 major, like massive fans. Oh, you couldn't. Australian heat wasn't touching us this weekend. Got rid of all that nerd sweat too. But yeah, so there was 24 players, $60 a ticket. It was a 2-day event, 5 games, 2,000 point Age of Sigmar, using the 3rd rule set. So yeah, it was quite a fun event. Yeah. Should we go through the game? So we.
Yeah, I reckon we'll just crack straight in and head into the games. I reckon
We'll do the standings first.
Oh, you want to do the standings first? You want to ruin the surprise?
Nah, all right, fine.
On,
we'll do the games first.
You're like the kid who wakes up Christmas, opens all his presents before he's woke his parents up, right?
I already know what the presents are.
You've been
he goes through and has a look, you know, prepares his shocked face.
I just open them and then re-tape them down. It's fine. We'll go through Nick's games first.
Oh yeah. Actually, something probably worth mentioning was the army spread that was at Cinderfall GT.
Yeah,
I was quite taken aback by, like, you know, there was no Luminath Realm Lord, so no Teclis, no Seraphon, you know, none of the big bads. There was 1 Archaon, 3 Be'lakor, 1 Nagash, 2 Alariel, which I was like, "Whew, that's cool."
Yeah, well,
help me out, guys.
Yeah, no. I think you, because obviously you missed the preview show, Nick, but it was. I think there's still some very strong lists, even though some of the usual suspects that we see floating around. I mean, maybe the meta is changing. Not sure.
Two Mega Guardians, which still did their thing and run through the top tables, but yeah, I
see about that.
What got me was there was 1 army for each of the 4 Chaos Gods, and another one for Slaves to Darkness. So all the Chaos Gods were represented. It was a great mix for early on in the edition.
it was a really good mix. There wasn't too many copycats.
Yeah,
and when I say that, there wasn't actually any netlist copycats. Like, they were
except for me and Sylvia.
You were close, but you still had your differences.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, so did you want to kick us off with your games, Wayne?
No, I want yours. I'm saving mine till last.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll go through my list real quick. So it was Nauru with Alariel, Warsong Revenant, and he was my general with Nauru Artifacts, Treelord Ancient with Vesperal Gem, Branch Wraith, then 2x5 Tree Revs, 10 Dryads, and 3 Konoth Hunters with Swords, Portals, and Spiteswarm Hive. Yeah, and my first game, I won't ruin where this guy placed, but it was a tough match for me. So my first game was against...
Wink.
Wink, wink. My first game was against Mark Nodge and his 4 tiny toddlers in the Breaker Tribe, so Sons of Behemoth. And we were on First Blood. I managed to Mortal Wound off and deal with 1 Mega Gargant. But ultimately, I was like Icarus and flew too high and too close to the sun. I tried to gamble to get the most damage out of my Warsong Revenant and just fucked up on the spell portals and wasn't able to get any more damage off. So 1 to 2 of the other Gargants I wasn't able to deal with, and I was just too far behind on points. You know, Mark was scoring 6 points every round, so he was up on 33 with this grand strategy by the end of the game to my 21. So I wasn't able to pull it back.
What? So you killed 1. How long did it take you to kill 1, Nick? How many turns?
It was in the start of the 3rd battle round I was able to kill 1. But with the Warsong Revenant, how I'm able to spell portal out a 19-inch AoE zone of mortal wounds, my idea is to chip off several and then have them all drop like flies. But as it went out, he was able to mix away, and I gambled too hard and eventually didn't have spell portals up in turn 4 and turn 5 in reliable locations to be able to hit him down. But Alariel did great, except for, and you know, she whiffed, which was only half the damage.
How did the spear? I was going to ask you, how did the beautiful lady go?
She survived 2 out of 3 of my games. Beautiful lady.
How the spear? Is it 6 damage? The spear just slams 1 for 6 damage. Did you get a few through?
Yeah. So it's 1 attack at 2s and 2s, -2 rend, and does 6 damage at the top bracket, and then brackets down to 2 damage. So it's pretty reliable. It used to be D6 damage, so I'm definitely happy with where it is now, and that carried me through a lot of the games. Just being able to project out 30 inches of 6 damage apiece, take out small characters and stuff. But yeah, so after my second game, which was the 4th battle round, because I couldn't be there for game 2 and 3. Do we want to do Wayne's first battle round next, or do we just want to go for them all? Up to Wayne.
Well, it'd have to do Adams as well.
Yeah.
Then mine. All right, so you do Adams' first battle round, yep, and we'll go like that, yeah.
Yeah, so Willsy's not on tonight, so he's given me the pleasure of a little rundown of his battles. He's crying into his wheat bix at the moment. So only joking, mate. Only joking.
No, he's got to build up that strength.
It's Nutrigrade. He's not cool enough for wheat bix.
No, he's not a wheat bix kid.
All right, so I've got his first game. He played Stormcast and he played the Silent Assassin, and I've just got on his notes a massive win. So I'm assuming that Archeon just went gangbusters and smashed Stormcast into the ground. So yeah.
Stormcast didn't have anything against Adam's list. It was over. I think it was one of the first games to finish.
Yeah, so we covered his list in the last show, but basically his Archeon's unkillable. So he just pushes him where he wants and hope he doesn't whiff. And as a big time Archeon player, he does whiff. So, but in this game, it seemed he just kicked face in. So
yeah.
sounds like when I was talking to him earlier, yeah, he just smashed him in with the Varangard and Archaon, and that was it. He just sort of mopped up Alex, and yeah, unlucky Alex. Yeah. That's it.
So-
That's it. That's the Wilsey report.
To build on
Coming
that,
live from Channel 9.
to build on with what Luke's just said, Alex was running 3 groups of 3 Annihilators, 2 Grand Hammers, and 1 of the regular Annihilators. And with Wilsey's list, he's able to project out an aura of half run in charge. And so when they drop down 9 inches or 7 inches with the Lord Imperator, the Annihilators were never able to get into combat range. And that's what Wilsey's strategy that entire game was, just keeping him at a distance and not charging when Wilsey didn't want him to. Which is just great strategy play, you know, in 3rd edition. So if you're gonna fight Arcane, you got to be best prepared.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, that was Wilsey's report for game 1. So over to you, Wayne. How'd your game 1 go?
So game 1, I versed, was it Tyler? It was Tyler. So game 1, it was Tyler. He was playing Slanesh. Can't remember what allegiance.
Lurid Haze.
There we go.
Lurid Haze. Yeah.
So
How many? What did he roll? Did he roll a 1 for the how many he gets to take off the board? Because that's
no, he got a 2.
Always do.
He got a 2. So he took Sigvald and his 10 warriors off the board.
Okay, nice.
I can't actually remember what battle plan are. Nick is a lot better at remembering stuff than I am. But anyway, I do remember the key parts of the game. So I know that turn 1, I gave it to him because I'm 1 drop and just decided, yep, you can have it. He brought Sigvald and the 10 warriors on and charged into my screen of 20 clan rats that was screening off the storm fiends. I unleashed hell. I only did 3 wounds to Sigvald. But in true Sigvald fashion, whiffed. He just massively whiffed. Every Sigvald I've ever versed never does anything. That's my experience with Sigvald.
His beauty is his downfall.
Yeah. He's too beautiful to do anything. He did get his what's the new monster? The new combat monster, not the caster.
Oh, really?
Yes, he used that. He got that into combat and wiped out half of another lot of clan rats, or maybe a bit more.
I'm impressed.
And then I managed to get a cheeky pile in with Thankful and do some damage. And then that was basically his first turn over. Second turn, cast all my spells, including Madness. Did some more damage with that. So Madness is you take the attack profile of the model you're targeting, and then you take how many attacks that they do, and then roll that many dice, and on a 5-up they take a mortal wound. It's only 3-inch range. You barely ever get to use it. I think I did like 3 mortal wounds with that or something. And then basically got Death Frenzy off onto the Storm Vermin, more warp power onto the Arch Warlock. I overcharged the Warp Lightning Storm and basically did, I think, 5 mortal wounds to Sigvald, some mortal wounds to the Chaos Warriors, killed the combat one. I don't know what she's called. With that Warp Lightning Storm.
Excessor.
Yeah. And then the Storm Fiends proceeded to open up and just kill everything. Like, he was playing a fast army. He only had 20 Demonettes and I think 4 units of Seekers.
Hellstriders. Hellstriders, yeah.
And
there were 2 or 3 of the Hellstriders, and then the mortals, the old ones, the mortals,
yeah,
on the snoot things.
Yeah, but they they didn't really do much. Like, I think he killed both units of clan rats, the 10 unit of night runners, which were acting as a screen, and it's hard to remember a game that just basically you just killed everything. It's hard to remember that, because I feel sorry for he came last. That's a spoiler in the whole tournament, but he did win a good prize for it, which we'll get into prizes at the end.
Yeah. Hearts out to your brother, my Slanesh brother.
Yeah,
you're doing it hard. You're doing it hard, bro.
It is hard for Slanesh at the moment.
I was just happy to finally see Sylvaneth trump Slanesh, so took away all my.
Nick, we'll get another game on the channel. I will still, I'll do anything I can to make sure you lose. Although now it's disadvantaged me, like big disadvantage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my game one. I came away with a major win. I can't remember the points, but it was pretty high. It was about 30 or so.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Yep. So you're sitting pretty there, you and Wilsey and Nick. Obviously, Nick, this is where you left.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate. But yeah, so Wilsey and Wayne were on 1-0. Looking good for the beers. Looking good with, I'm messaging the guys.
Actually, every time I check my phone, it was like, they're asking what's happening. Crap, we better tell them.
I was on holiday on a beautiful beach, and the only thing I could think about is, oh, God, come on, guys. Tell me what's going on. I mean, but, there you go. That's the nerd in me. But, yeah, I guess we're going to game 2, which was, ladies and gentlemen, the climax that we wanted just didn't happen.
No.
If anybody watched the last show, we were praying for it. I was praying for it, but it just didn't happen. So, Wayne, over to you, buddy. I'll let you reveal.
All right, so Nick obviously missed game 2 and 3. So,
yep.
My game 2, we were patiently waiting after game 1. Me and Adam knew we won. And I went outside for a puff, and then Adam came out and he's like, Wayne, F off. It was me versus Adam. And, yeah.
The duel.
We were like, this was meant to be game 5, or me and Nick game 5, but yeah. So it was me versus Adam. Very early.
Oh, the duel of the Titans. Here we go. Here we go. 2 beers, boys. Come on.
I was shitting bricks. Because I had versed that list before. A little bit different.
He's had you over quite a few times, Wayne, but I guess I'll let you take it away. You know what happened. Don't spoil it till the end.
No, so...
I've heard it was a very, very, very good game. So take it away.
Probably one of the best games of the tourney that I had. So background, I've probably mentioned it before, me and Adam get very salty at each other when we play each other at tournaments, like over the top salty, both of us.
Never. Wayne, you salty? Never.
No, never. I never get salty, mate, ever. So first turn I gave to Adam, and he took it and he just played cagey. Moved up a little bit. Sent his Marauders to the right, Archaon in the middle, and Varangard and Marauder Horseman on the left-hand side. He had his Archaon, Daemon Prince, Be'lakor, Sorcerer, and a Blob in the middle. It took me a good 10 minutes to decide who goes first, because I was thinking I might teleport my Stormfiends and kill the Varangard first turn, because I know they can hurt. But I didn't. I gave him first turn. So he just moved up a little bit, tried to keep the Archaon out of range of my rattling cannons from Stormfiends because he knows that they hurt. And that was it for his first turn. Didn't really do much. He didn't get any casting off except for reroll saves, I think, on Archaon. So he gave me the turn. And Be'lakor, Stormfiends. Fucking Be'lakor.
Of course.
Yeah. So I got all my casts off. No, sorry. I tell a lie. This was the only game. Yeah. Death Frenzy went off. Mystic Shield went off. More War Power didn't.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know they were already locked down, but I'm still trying to do more War Power. Anyways. Got Adam to roll Be'lakor for the Storm Fiends. He rolled a 2 for them to move.
Ooh.
Storm Fiends can move!
What?
Awesome!
Mr. 4+ rolls a 2.
Yes, Mr. 4+ rolls a 2. He was rolling good for everything else. Anyways, so I moved the Storm Fiends up, I moved my Clan Rats up, moved my Storm Vermin up, just trying to screen out. So I got the 20 Clan Rats onto an objective, because this was the 3 points of power that changes. Got my other 20 Clan Rats on the other side, screened out my Storm Vermin, moved the Storm Fiends up in the middle, and the Night Runners, Night Runners were in the dead middle after their 2d6-inch move and then a normal move. And then the Storm Fiends moved up and then went to shooting phase. Adam rolled for Be'lakor, got another 2.
I sucked in.
And Adam was shitting himself, and I'm just like, it's about fucking time. He wasn't getting salty yet, so that was good. I proceeded to fire with the Storm Fiends, and I didn't have any rerolls or anything. I only managed to do 2 wounds to the Demon Prince, something like that, but I did kill his Sorcerer.
Oh, big.
So there's a buff unit gone. I didn't bother with Archaon or anything. Didn't bother with charges. That was it. It went to priority roll, and Adam had already done his command point to see who gets the next turn. So I'm just like, Adam, put me out of my misery. Who's got the next turn? He lifted the cup. I double turned him.
Oh, that's where he's cagey.
He knew that it was coming,
Cages.
and I sort of knew it was coming too. But anyway, but that also means my Storm Fiends were also still under Be'lakor. So that sucked.
Yep.
So I just kept my Night Runners there. I kept my Clan Rats over there. I kept my Clan Rats over there. Moved the Storm Fiends up a little bit. Sorry, no. I did all my casting. I didn't get more War Power off again. So that was, yeah. And you know, I had +2 to cast. Still couldn't get it. The Storm Fiends couldn't move. But they could shoot. Because he rolled another 2 for shooting.
Again.
It was either a 2 or a 1.
Oh, geez.
It was 2 in a row, and it's like, oh, God, I'm giving up now. They couldn't move, though, so he got 1.
Wait, was he getting salty there?
No. No,
we need a salt meter on the side.
Inside, he was dying.
Probably. He wasn't showing it. He was playing good poker. Oh, we've lost Nick. Look at that happy face. There we go.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh, there we go. He's fast forwarding. So I shot again. I only did a little bit of damage to the Demon Prince. Almost killed him. Like, I think he had 2 wounds left or something. Didn't do much to Be'lakor, and I didn't bother with Archaon.
What would you?
Yeah. So that was my turn 2. It didn't actually do much, but I just kept the points. So that was good enough. Turn 2 for Adam. He moved his Marauders up, charged them into my Clan Rats. He moved Archaon up into the middle and charged the Night Runners. Be'lakor charged into Thanquol. I actually think the Demon Prince was dead after... Yeah, Demon Prince died from Unleash Hell. From Storm Fiends. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. I know he wasn't there. It was Be'lakor and Archaon in the middle. Thanquol was against Be'lakor. And the Night Runners was against Archaon. And the Varangard got into the Clan Rats on the other side. And the Marauder Horsemen were going around the back to try and get to the Storm Fiends with the Varangard. Combat, Archaon killed the Night Runners, but they did their job. They held Archaon for 1 turn. Thankful and Be'lakor just hit off each other. It wasn't really anything. It's a pillow fight.
Yeah.
The Marauder Horsemen killed... No, sorry, the Marauder Normals killed... They've got a lot of attacks.
Yeah, they're actually alright. They're a very good unit.
They killed like 10 or 12 clan rats, easy. And I did an Inspiring Presence to auto-pass them, so stuck them there. So then Adam got the double turn. And he knew it. He knew it, yeah. Because he does that dice all the time in the cup. It's a good ability.
Amazing.
It's really good for Slaves to Darkness. I'm surprised it's not seen play more. Really helps determine your actions. So Archaon, pretty sure, got into some more clan rats because I think they were, or the Storm Vermin. My memory's shocking. It was 2 days ago.
Right? He got in the storm. Was it he got into the Storm Vermin?
He got into the Storm Vermin, I think, because the clan rats were already dead from the Varangard.
Night Runners. It was Night Runners.
Night Runners were dead, but the clan rats were dead from the Varangard the turn before.
Oh, yeah.
So the Varangard and the Marauders Horsemen went into Storm Fiends. They unleashed Hell, killed the Marauder Horsemen. The Varangard was doing a lot of work and they were piling in twice. He saved his pile in twice for the Storm Fiends. And I had Death Frenzy off on the Storm Vermin. They did a lot of work against the Varangard especially because they were piled out in a line. Varangard here, Archaon here. Whenever Archaon killed anything, I was basically just attacking the Varangard. Try and chip away with them with the Death Frenzy. I do know that Be'lakor died from Thankful eventually, again from Madness.
Really? Okay.
Madness is really good. It took like 2 or 3 turns, but yeah. The Marauder Horsemen, the Marauder Normals died. Archaon kept suffering like 1 or 2 chip damage here or there, but kept healing back up. He's Archaon. I basically left him alone. I know all the Storm Vermin eventually died. The Storm Fiends killed off the Varangard, and it was just Archaon. The Storm Fiends did die over the next 2 turns, but I just had more bodies to go get the objectives. He just fell behind on points. It was Archaon floating around the board. I believe I had Claw Lord, Arch Warlock, like 10 clan rats, and another Storm Vermin running around. Storm Vermin didn't die. They were down to like 4 or 5 models. But
so he didn't really have enough power to take out your main centres, even though he got in there. He just didn't have enough to like wipe you out in 1 turn.
No,
like the main threats.
No, if he had the pile in twice, that would have hurt me because those Night Runners won me the game. Because he didn't get in first turn.
Yep.
I know I didn't explain the last few turns that well, but like I said, I'm shit at remembering, but that is basically the gist of it. It just came down to he ran out of things to use. Yep. The Storm Vermin with Death Frenzy also helped win that game because every time he killed a Storm Vermin and I had the +1 attack buff on him with Death Frenzy, alright, I'm just going to pile in and kill your Varangard. It's just chip damage. Even though he had, when they finally died, he didn't have any CP to spend on them to give him +1 save. So they were 3 up instead of 2 up. Archaon, he kept buffing, but there was no point because I wasn't targeting Archaon. It was a matter of leave him alone. Try and tie him up. Because I learned from my last game, I'm never going to kill him. And I actually, so I just left him.
You've got the bodies to just throw at him.
Yeah.
So
he had, I think, 80 wounds total, 89 or something like that. I had 140. So the Storm Fiends did die, but I had enough to just keep on those objectives and outnumbering him. So it was a win to me.
Like almost the important combat was did he have 20 Marauders?
No, he only had 10.
10. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's changed, hasn't it? Yeah, but
he put so many points into the Archaon bubble that it benefited me.
Yeah, kind of think you have to double pile in with him to get the most out of him, almost. But then that means sacrificing his defensive, so he went super defensive with him, didn't he? So,
But he knew he was going to get the double turn. Not get the double turn the first turn. So that's why he played super defensive.
No, I just mean the Archaon. His Archaon build was the Tzeentch one, so it's you just can't kill him. Whereas if you go like the Khorne one, you can double pile in that. Do you know what I mean? But he sacrifices his defense, so you can actually kill him in that build.
Yeah.
But
I really do think that I was probably one of his worst matchups because he had the Daemon Prince to do the half run and charge or half charge, and I'm not charging you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care. I've got my Storm Fiends to do the shooting, and then Storm Vermin, they've got Death Frenzy.
Yeah.
You can charge me.
He would have been better off like fighting, say, Iron Jaws or Giants or something there. Much more better place to fight those sort of armies, which is why this field is so good, like Nick was saying earlier. So good that there's such a spread, and you're just not going to... Which is why I liked your list, Wayne, because you've got a bit of everything, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so game 2 was me versus Adam. I won. But it was the first game that we've had at a tournament when neither of us got salty. Now, I say that because it was balanced back and forth. It was tight the whole way through until like turn 4 or 5, where he lost everything except for Archaon. And we were in combat for a couple of turns with most things. So it was just a decent hard slog at each other. Both were playing tactfully. Like I did eventually teleport my Arch Warlock to get the objective over here off the Varangard when they moved into the Storm Vermin, and the Storm Fiends had died. So we were both playing tactic. We didn't get salty. And it's the first time at a competitive tournament that we didn't. So it was really good.
Development. We love it.
He did say he really enjoyed it, and sounds like one of those really, really good games. So hats off to you, Wayne. You got him this time.
This time.
Nice work.
He'll want payback.
So game 3, you 2-zip, mate.
Yeah.
I'm banking on you now. Here we go. You're flying the flag for the beers. Here we go. You're coming into game 3.
Just let's talk about Adam's game 3 first.
All right. So let me just pull up Adam's notes here for game 3. Let's see what interesting things he's got to say. So he was playing Josh with KO, and it just says close win. So make of that what you want. Josh loves his KO. He's always posting in the group chat. So I did see a heap of photos Willsey posted on socials, heaps. Spoilers. He was after a certain prize, which he did get. So we'll get to that in the end.
Spoilers, man.
No. Josh had a nice looking KO army, and it looks like it was a close win. He said it was pretty close, and from the photos I saw that it looks like Josh didn't get the KO double turn when he wanted it. From the photos I saw, might be wrong, might not be, but fair enough. Willsey took the game and he went 2-1, so he's keeping his podium hopes alive. So
I do know
still going.
That Be'lakor did shut down the Ironclad.
Yep.
For one shooting phase, I think. But then the next shooting phase didn't. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Well, that's pretty clutch, really.
Yeah.
If he stops it once... I mean, what's he going to shoot at? You'd almost be tempted to shoot at the Vanguard, wouldn't you? Because you're just not going to kill Archaon. It's just almost impossible with the build he's got. So.
I don't think anybody can kill Archaon, to be perfectly honest with you. Not.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember if it happened, but we'll get into that.
Mm.
Yeah, there might be a few things, but you know, it's funny because I used to run him and he always died. So before he had,
It's a safe stacking now.
Yeah, well, I know, but anyway, that was Willsy's game. Nick, you were a pass. So on to you, Wayne. Let's hear about Game 3.
Game 3.
Don't let us down, Wayne.
So, Game 3, I came up against the meta leaders, Gargants. Mark Nodge. Nick had already played him.
Hey! Yeah, I gave you forewarning about this one.
Yeah.
The Nodgeinator.
Okay, so this mission was the one that we were talking about on the video, where if you control all 4 objectives, you win the game. Regardless of what point you control them, from turn 3, you control all the objectives on the battlefield, you win the game. That's it. So I was admittedly, shit, I'm versing Gargants. I'm versing 4 big Gargants. 2 can kick objectives around, and you need to control 4 objectives to win the game. Shit. So I gave him first turn, and he kicked 1 objective backwards, kicked the other objective up. Yep.
Very clever. Where was your rat holes?
That didn't matter, because he kept 2 Gargants next to where I put my gnaw holes, which I knew he was going to destroy them, so I thought I will...
Ah, yeah, shit, they can do that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I left them at the back to keep him at the back for 1 turn. I knew he was going to destroy them, but if I put him on the side, he was coming towards me anyway. So I've kept him at the back, he would stay there to destroy them.
Smart play.
And he did. So he destroyed 2 of them with 2 Gargants. He had 1 Gargant a little bit up, and the other Gargant was a little bit up after kicking the objective back. So I had my first turn. I shot at the Gargant over the middle. There's one near the middle anyways. I shot at that Gargant, and I got it down at over halfway. Over halfway.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good for the Storm Fiends. I did do a little bit of damage to the other Gargant on the side. I think it was like 1 or 2 chip wounds. He won the priority. So then he proceeded to take the turn. He kicked the other objective all the way back. So it was right at the back of his deployment zone now.
Is this the first one he kicked?
This is the first one that he started kicking back. The other one kicked again towards me. And then he moved up with that big Gargant, moved up with the other Gargants. One was in the middle. He charged into my Storm Fiends, I think, or my screen with the the big Gargant, and I unleashed hell, and I'm pretty sure that's when that Gargant died.
Nice.
So turn 2, 1 Gargant was dead. He charged with the other Gargant, killed all the clan rats, and I'm pretty sure I got half of him down with the Storm Vermin.
Okay, going good.
Go to bottom of turn 2, my turn. I did a little bit of damage to the Gargant that was holding this objective, but he was 30, he was 40, it was either 35 or 40 wounds. Actually, I think the 40 wounds was over here. But I couldn't get the objective off him. I was too far away. I couldn't teleport, nothing. So,
is this the one that was in your face? There was 2 in your face, right?
There was one in the middle that's already dead, and there's one over here that's killing clan rats and storm vermin. And then there's one behind. And then the one over here was basically just babysitting over here. He was pretty much screening me from coming over. I couldn't move because I had my objective here. He kicked his objective back over there. And it was basically, I've got to stay here, because as soon as I had probably 50 models on, I had 20 clan rats, the Arch Warlock, the Storm Fiends, and something else babysitting this one. So it was enough to stop one Gargant, but if I took any damage, the Gargant was probably going to take it anyway, because they count as 30 models. So on this objective over here that I had the Clan Rats and the Storm Vermin, he had 60 wounds on there after charges. He basically deleted the Storm Vermin. They did have Death Frenzy. Thankful was also over here. They did have Death Frenzy, and I got him down to about 3/4. So he was almost dead. The Storm Fiends had done a little bit of damage to him and a little bit of damage over there. There was one Gargant that had no damage on it. Turn 3, priority roll.
He wins.
I lost it. He won. That's it, game over.
He wins the game. He's got 3 objectives.
Yep. He had the objective at the back. He had the one that he kept kicking up, and he had 60 wounds on the one that I had there, and then he destroyed this one. And that was it. Game over. No chance, no nothing. Didn't get a third turn. So that was...
Well, the way you're describing it sounds like you're in a pretty good position as well. Should it have been...
If the game kept on, I would have easily killed that one Gargant there. I would have retreated the Storm Vermin out and kept Thankful there, even if Thankful died, because I would have rallied the Storm Vermin. The Storm Fiends weren't touched, so they were still shooting at full strength. So if the game kept going, I was deleting the Gargants. I was doing the damage needed. Because by turn 2, I had killed 1.5 or 1 3/4. And then top of turn 3, that was it, game over. So the mission just fucked me over. Well and truly. Mark was a good player. Definitely kicking the objective back. Destroying both my gnaw holes. He knew what he's doing. But yeah, I really don't like that mission with versing Gargants. I think that was possibly the worst mission I could have versed Gargants on.
Yeah.
So that was it. Third game loss.
So they can just kick, if you've got 2 of those kickers, you can... I always thought you can only kick 1 a turn, but obviously you can kick 2, right?
I'm pretty sure that's what was happening.
Okay.
And yeah, you can't get rid of the 30 wounds. I'm a Horde army, and I couldn't out-Horde one model.
Yeah, we were having some discussions at the end of the day on Sunday about like what we'd like to, you know, sort of see done to the Gargants, and one that I quite liked was their presence on objectives brackets with their health, like because I think other factions in Sons of Behemoth they count as 20 models on an objective. But in Breaker Tribe, they count as 30. So I think we were saying if they all count as 30 to begin with, and then they bracket down to, say, 10 at the lowest bracket, then that would kind of... But still, like, getting rid of 140 or 145 wounds across 4 models is real tough. Like, not many armies can.
I took every damaging thing I could possibly take. And I had 140 wounds, and I was like, you know, I had almost 100 models. He's 141 wounds or 144 wounds, and he's 4 models.
145. Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Okay, give him the wounds, fine. Give him the count as 30, but like Nick said, bracket them. Something. Even the save stacking wasn't too bad, which we all know I complain about. It's just, I think it was a combination of the mission versus Gargants that was horrible for me. Because like I said, top of turn 3, I lost. And it came down to 1 dice roll. If he didn't win the priority, I would have chose not to burn an objective. I had already killed 1 Gargant. I was almost about to kill another. I would have just killed the rest of the Gargants, then gone take 4 objectives. So, anyways.
For either the major win or the draw. I guess, yeah. Like, it's a real interesting mission to put in a tournament pack, isn't it? Because I guess it'll just add a lot of draws to the
It didn't.
The result list.
There was no draws.
None.
No. Everybody either had a major win or a major loss. That was it. Which was surprising.
It's like what was the mission in the second edition? It's the exact same thing. Where you just had to control them. You
control 4 and you win. But now in 3.0 you can burn one, and they're not prime, and you can kick them with Gargants. It's a Gargants playfield, this mission. It's perfect for Gargants. To fix the mission, you make them all prime. Well,
it's just unfortunate you got Gargants, isn't it? It's an unfortunate matchup.
Look, I won my first 2 games. I'm now on the top table for game 3. It's going to be Gargants or one of the other heavy lists. It's not going to be an easy list.
Yeah, you got to be ready for it, haven't you?
But I do think that game could have possibly been the first one. In the tournament scene.
Yeah. I think that's actually not a bad one for table 1. Can get some interesting things happening.
Because you get a random mix of.
Because it can screw over really tough lists. As well.
Yeah.
But you have a game 3, and you're going to get Gargants because the meta is Gargants. What are they, like 70% played or something bullshit like that?
So it's also interesting to note at this point the other Gargant list run by Alex Moz, perhaps the nicest man in Warhammer. He was also 3-0 by the end of day 1 with his 3 megas and 3 babies.
Yeah, so 2 Gargants list, 3-0 first day. There was no other 3-0s, was there? First day.
Iron Jaws? Stewie?
No, Stewie was 2-1 that day. Yeah, it was only the 2 Gargants that were 3-0. Okay, so after game 3, we all just had a quick chat, etc., where everybody was. I was a little bit salty after game 3, mainly because of the mission and Gargants, but all the other boys went to the pub, I believe, so Luke threw on a pub crawl afterwards for whoever wanted to come along. I went home and cried myself to sleep.
That would have been a pub crawl in Elizabeth. That would have been epic.
Several sad words.
So we didn't find out our 4th games until 10 minutes before. No, about 15 to 20 minutes.
Good on Luke for that. Keep it secret. Actually, it's funny. Like usually you find out the day before.
I actually don't like that.
You're looking at everybody's list. You're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. No. I actually, good on Luke for doing it last minute. No, I like that.
I even think the first matchup should be announced on the day.
Yeah, like a couple of minutes before.
Yeah.
We had a whole week.
Have time to plan.
We had a week to plan, but I was versing Ogres, but Ogres pulled out. So I ended up versing Slanesh.
There you go. So it's sort of, it's interesting. Definitely.
Alright, so we've heard me talk enough. Nick, game 4.
Game 4, so I was back at the tournament. So this one was Survival of the Fittest. And I got to verse Wayne's first match, the Slanesh with Tyler. And that was the Lyrid Hayes 4-drop Sigvald Dexessa and the Lawnmower. Dixessa, yeah. Because he didn't have any range threats in his army at all, like no range profiles, I was able to be quite comfortable putting Alariel on the pitch, and just like ran up one on the right side of the board and tried to take that and ignore the objective on the left completely and just take him out, because he deployed quite far back in his corner because it's the diagonal deployment. And I eventually just was able to mortal wound bomb with my Warsong Revenant off most of his chaff. We had a big tumble in the middle with Dexessa, the hero lawnmower, who was his general, and some of the Hellstriders and Demonettes. He killed all my battle lines, so my Dryads and my 2 5 revs were dead pretty quickly. But the Kurnoth Hunters just pulled their absolute weight, able to summon on a set of 3 Kurnoths with Alariel and having 3 in my list already, and just running them rampant around all the place is super handy. But it is worth mentioning that Tyler with Lurid Haze rolled a 2 on his redeploy, and so he took off Sigvold and the Chaos Warriors after some lengthy decision making. He decided, Sigvold and the 10 Warriors. But yeah, I was very quickly, by turn 3, I dominated the board, and he had 5 Hellstriders left for battle round 4 and 5. So yeah, that was a pretty decisive victory, just spreading trees over and bunkering down on 2 objectives, making sure that I don't care about the 3rd one, because all you need to do in 3rd edition now is just own 1, own 2 or more, and own more than your opponent. So you can easily just ignore one side of the pitch if you're able to just teleport with tree revs and always keep threats active. So yeah, definitely Sylvaneth movement shenanigans is very strong if you can project yourself in good enough areas. But yeah,
Nick,
again,
don't talk it down. I saw you after this game, and you were like, "I beat fucking Slanesh!"
Oh yes.
Doesn't matter, Nick. You've got to beat my Slanesh, and I'm not playing him again until we get a new book.
Oh, come on. So yeah, for several years, Slanesh v Sylvaneth was in my nightmares. 7 games in a row I faced Slanesh with Sylvaneth and hated my life. You're a sick man. But yeah, so Tyler was a great person to verse, and yeah, got my Sylvaneth v Slanesh win, and pretty chipper.
So I just want to announce Adam's game. You can talk about Adam's game.
All right, okay. I've got a good. This is a little bit more right up. He's.
Oh yeah, it should be. So I was waiting in the car park. Adam wasn't here yet. We had like 10 or 15 minutes left, and Luke put the rounds up, and all I could do was laugh as soon as I saw the round drawings. Adam rocked up, and I said, "You fucking got Kron, ha 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 ha." and Adam just, no, he was yelling it out his car window as he was driving into the car park. No. So yes, Adam, game 4.
Kron is a menace. For those who don't know,
Adam's battle report. So, what have I got? He's playing Mr. Kron himself.
Can Kron.
What a beautiful man. Love him.
Kara Kron.
I just want to let Adam know I've never lost to him, Adam, unlike you. Anyway, on to game 4. Kron has got Zeech, and he talked about this list heavily. This was one of his favourites going into the game and into this tournament. And he's put number 1, a very close loss. So Adam lost. Spoilers. Apparently, Kairos won the game, making Archaon fail a charge. So I assumed he turned a
a 6 into a 1.
Which is hilarious.
He had 7. He had a 6 and a 1, and Kairos turned the 6 into a 1, so he made a 2-inch charge.
Oof. Wonderful. Adam's face, I can just see it now. Just I'm sorry. Yeah, so he couldn't achieve a battle tactic, apparently, which swung the game. Now, he did post in our chat, it was very close on points.
It was.
We're talking maybe 2 points. So this is basically what he said that's happened, is this one charge would have won him the game. And he said it was an amazing game. And I know from playing Cron, every game I've played has been like a knife edge, an absolute knife edge, and I've pipped him every time, but it has been unbelievably close. Cron's a great player, loves his Warhammer, and you should check out his YouTube channel, which is the Aethercast, which is all about Kharadron Overlords, even though he's been a dirty cheat and meta chaser and played Siege in this. So shame on you, Cron. I'm giving you the Game of Thrones shame. Shame.
He put a lot of effort into that army. He was painting them till 5:15 in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah.
Pulled an all-nighter to paint his pink horrors.
Just dip him in pink.
He was at the tournament at 8:30 a.m. He finished painting at 5:15.
Wow.
He was double fisting like coffee, going, oh, give me all coffee.
And then played 3 games the first day. Like, wow.
What a madman. Love it. Love you.
Yeah. He snuck a pillow under the table for every 10 minutes he got dressed. Yeah. Yeah, you do your hero phase.
Also, he's a good 3-man player as well. Next time, Cron. So that's Adam's write-up. So that's Adam. So we're on to Wayne. Game 4.
Alright, game 4. I had already had lost hopes. And then they announced the draw. And it was Matthew Slattery, Soulblight Gravelords. And I had previously lost to this list at the one-dayer.
Ooh, grudge match.
So I was already down and, fuck this game. Anyways. So, we set up. I gave him first turn. He played KG. I screened off with Night Runners, etc. I don't remember too much of it because I was very salty this game.
Now, already?
Yeah.
It's only turn 1.
No, the whole game was just salt, and it was me as well as Matthew. We were very salty against each other.
You're unsociable players.
Oh, I'm the worst. If you've ever versed me and you get me on a salty day, he's a dick. That's it.
Yeah. Wayne is salty, even if he's smashing your face in.
Sometimes I can be, yes.
Salty.
Yes, I can be. But so we got to turn 3 and we had 10 minutes left. That's how long this game was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
By turn 3, I had killed the zombie dragon. I had killed Manfred. I had killed Radikar. So he only had Belladama, 10 Skellies, 5 Skellies, 10 Direwolves, and 5 Blood Knights. No, 3 Blood Knights left. I had half my Storm Vermin, if not more. I had no Storm Fiends.
Ooh, what killed them?
The Blood Knights. In conjunction with the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. So there was a pivotal moment in this game where my Arch Warlock, again with Warp Lightning Storm, Warp Lightning Storm is probably one of the best spells that Skaven has. Overcharge it. Don't worry about the fact that you might take D3 times D6 mortal wounds if it fails or gets dispelled. Just overcharge the fucking thing.
Go for broke.
Honestly, every time I cast that spell, I don't give a fuck. So, that managed to take out the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon and some of the Blood Knights. So, that Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, with save stacking and every other bullshit thing that you can do to that to buff the damage, etc., it fucking hurts. And I don't care what anybody says, you cannot ignore a fucking Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. You throw chaff into it, it will just eat it. And then carry on continuing to destroy the rest of your army.
Yeah, that boy's got an appetite.
Yeah, so I learnt from my mistakes of throwing chaff at it, and I actually charged it with the Storm Vermin and Storm Fiends, etc. So that helped to finally get rid of it. I think Thankful was also... No, Thankful was still alive. But he was really badly hurt. Anyways, we basically had to call time. And at turn 3, and I was 2 points up. We played out the rest of the game. We both scored 10 points each. So I won by 2 points.
Nice.
It was a good win. It was a very salty win on both our behalves.
How did you work out that you both scored 10 each?
We played out the other 2 turns.
You just said disadvantage.
This is what, with our battle tactics, owning objectives, etc., role priority, you know, it was a lot of back and forth of, would you score this, would you score this, would you score this? And we're just like, we got 10 points, 10 minutes left. We either score the extra 10 points, or we go back to turn 3, which I'm 2 points ahead. There's no way you can actually get ahead. And that was it. I have to point out, I apologize to Matthew, and Matthew, if you watch this show, I do apologize if I was an asshole at all during that game, because it was probably the worst salty game I've played in a long time.
Matt, he's always an asshole.
Yeah, there you go. Point that out. So anyways, I did end up winning 2 points. So
very good.
Game 4, I'm 3-1.
3-1.
No,
3-1.
3
Yeah.
3-1, yeah. And Adam's 3-1. And
No,
Nick,
Adam is
1-1.
no, Adam's 2-2, isn't he?
Adam is 2-2 because he lost to
2-2. And you're 1-1 because you technically
1-1, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, that was game 4. So game 5, Nick.
Yeah, so this was Final Foray, which is the 6 objectives, halfway deployment, and after the second battle round, you can raid your opponent's objectives if you're within 1 inch of it and control it, and you get 1 extra victory point and remove it from the board. So in this game, I was versing Adam's first opponent, the Silent Killer, Alex himself, Alex Sabecki. And yeah, so it was his Stormcast list with all the new Stormcast models, the Grand Hammer Annihilators, Vigilers, Vindictors, which I do really like the Vigilers. I think they'd be a really strong addition to most lists, you know, because all you need to do is just tag a unit and then you get +1 to hit them for the rest of the turn. So it's something just real handy to utilize throughout. So I took first turn because I was fewer drops than him, and I just set up my trees across the board, focusing mostly on the left and ignoring the right, because as I mentioned earlier, you don't need all of the objectives in the turn like you did in second, where you gain depending on how many objectives you had. So yeah, I ran Alariel straight up the middle because half of his army wasn't deployed. He had Yndrasta and all 3 Annihilator units and the Priest that has translocation they were deployed off of the board. So I ran Alariel straight up the middle to wipe out one of his battle lines, which was my battle tactic. Wiped them out with Alariel, had Kurnoth Hunters helping out to wipe out and take out his Lord Imperator. Because I knew that if I was able to take out the Lord Imperator, then he wouldn't be able to bring someone in within 7 inches. And, you know, no one wants to be under the hammer of an Annihilator. Sadly, I wasn't able to wipe out the Lord Imperator before his first turn. But he spent his first turn just focusing everything on the Kurnoth Hunters and Alariel, because the Kurnoth Hunters were allowing me to save stack on Alariel to get her at +1 save, ignoring 2 rend at times. Like she can be on a 2-up, ignoring 2 rend quite easily in this list. So he threw everything into Alariel and the Kurnoth Hunters, and in his second turn, which he double turned me, he was able to remove Alariel. And by this point, I was able to just mortal wound bomb the rest of his army off and just chip at everything on the left and just push him to the right and sort of dominate the field. I took off most of his units in that turn. Turn 3, he took first turn, so I removed one of his objectives, so there was less that he would be able to hold. At this point, he wasn't able to score many battle tactics other than running 3 units with his Vigiler, Yndrasta, and the Translocation Priest. He had nothing else left at this point, so he stayed on the right, and I just dominated the left. I got 4 battle tactics throughout the game with a major win, and scored my my grand strategy. So yeah, that was quite a good game. It just showed how nasty Warsong Revenant can be with Throne of Vines going through the portals, because he was plus 11 to his casting rolls. So I was getting off like 18, 19 dice later in the game with his Unleash Swarm of Spites and just doing like 6 to 8 mortal wounds on everything. And yeah, there was an amazing point in that battle as well when he charged 3 Grandhammer Annihilators straight into Kurnoth Hunters and took me down to 1 Kurnoth Hunter left with 2 wounds. And I was like, oh shit, you know, I need this Kurnoth Hunter to, you know, push its weight. And he had 3 Annihilators, and 1 had taken 2 wounds. And 1 Kurnoth Hunter wiped out all 3 of these Annihilators. And I was just like, rolled my dice, and I was like, all right, 4 damage goes through, and he's, or 4 wounds. He's only saves 1, so he takes 6 damage. That's the unit. I'm like, that's what? That's what? And so it's like 1 Kurnoth Hunter just absolutely pulling itself through the mud to victory. And yeah, so that was a great game against Alex. Always good fun. But yeah. So that was my game 5, and put me on 2 wins and 1 loss of my 3 games. Really sad that I missed the other 2.
Listen to that, Nick. It's like you have been running this Throne of Vines things for a while, and you're doing quite well with it. And it's like GW brought out the perfect model to make the way you've been playing just sing. Do you know what I mean? It's a shame you couldn't do the whole tournament, but yeah, the Revenant, how good is he for the way, especially the way you've been playing with the Throne of Vines trick?
Yeah.
Sounds
well,
like
definitely means I don't have to pack 70 Dryads in my box now to summon 50 on.
Thank God.
Thank God. My
Thank the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Praise. But yeah, so it's a good list. You know, it's got 7 casts, and Alariel, while she is absolutely, you know, pulls her weight in my games, I can just throw her forward and people get terrified of her. And in Alex's case, you know, put 3 of his killer units into her, and, you know, cool. I will just continue buffing up on the side and just take out everything else as I need it. So it was good. It's a good scalpel list. Interested to see how it would have gone in the other 2 games.
Yep.
Had I been able to stay.
We'll do an overall review afterwards. But now I guess Wayne wants me to do Willsy's final list. So Willsy's gave me a game 5. Oh, so this is Channel 9 from Willsy FM. Willsy FM, he was fighting Soulblight. So he was playing Matt. Not sure which Matt.
He was versing the one I just versed.
Oh, so
Yeah.
There was a lot of recycling.
Yeah, there was a lot of recycling in us 3.
Yes. So it said. So his notes are: he had a good win. Very nice. Archeon.
Sorry.
He's very descriptive, his words.
He is, isn't he?
You wouldn't think that he's a teacher, or he's going to be a teacher. Anyway, Archeon and the Varangard smashed threats early, apparently. And that's it.
So I assume then Manfred and the Vampire Lord.
Let's just leave it to your own imagination, fans. He won. Archeon and the Varangard, the only 2 things that do anything in his list, kill some things.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Honestly, that is the best battle report I've ever heard. I don't need to tell mine now. You've all got your entertainment with that battle report.
I mean, he should just. The advertisers should just sign him up now. He's just instant shoe in. he can report what's going on in Canberra because that's as much shit. Anyway, whatever. Cheers.
So he ended the weekend on 3-2.
Yeah.
So Willsy finished 3-2. We'll get into his rankings at the end, where he finished. And now over to our last great hope. So Wayne, at this stage, is still a chance to win the tournament. However, he needs a favour on the top table. The top table was Kron, right?
Top table was Kron versus Mark.
So he needs...
No. It was Mark versus Stuart, and I picked Stuart.
Yes. So
I have to point that out. I picked Stuart.
Yes, he did. I like a bet on the ponies now and again. And my pony that I backed for this tournament, well, basically I got my money back because he pulled out. Gabe, you've let us down, mate. Money back guaranteed on Sportsbet. Gabe, he pulled out a lame duck. Anyway,
so it was Mark versus Kron.
A lot for Stuart on this podcast, wasn't there? A lot of love for Stuart's list.
I wanted him to win.
When I saw it come up, I was like, he's got it, because this is the one army. So in game 1, it's Iron Jaws versus Gargants, and now I played Adam's Iron Jaws and I saw the power in that list, and I was like, this is the only army that can possibly put the amount of output out to kill 2-3 Gargants a turn. He can do it.
Yep.
So when you posted it on the chat, I was like, okay, Wayne, you got to get mega points here. You got to smash your opponent because you've still got a chance of winning it.
Yeah, so if Mark loses, and so game 1, top table 1 was Mark versus Stuart, and table 2 was Kron versus Harley. Harley was playing Ideneth. And table 3, Wayne versus fucking Gargants again. I got Alex.
Nicest man in Warhammer.
He's the nicest man in Warhammer. Honestly, we'll get into that later, but honestly, Alex, yeah. He is the nicest person in Warhammer. So I did have a chance to get first if other people failed. So if Mark lost miserably and Stuart didn't score too many points to pull out the win, and then if Harley had won against Cron, I think that's the only way that I could have got first, points-wise, because everybody would have been 4-1. And I had to win against Gargants. So anyways, we'll go into my game, then we'll go into the leaderboard. So I got Gargants. I was pissed. But before the game had started, before the tournament had started, Tyson had always talked up Alex. Never met the guy. And he always said that he has never lost to Alex's list playing Gargants. And I had just been on the receiving end of a Gargants list, and my ass was still sore. So, yeah, I wasn't too hopeful for Game 5. Just putting it out there. Anyway, so, you know, Alex and I had a quick chat beforehand. Great guy. Love you, Alex. We set up. He had 3 big boys, 3 little boys. I set up on mine. I gave him first turn. He played a bit cagey. Just moved up. He destroyed both my gnaw holes. Again. So, there's my gnaw holes gone for the rest of the game. Which sucks as a Skaven player, because everybody knows those Skaven gnaw holes can pull out some pretty nasty last-minute plays. And very clutch moments have happened from the gnaw holes, and Gargants just removed them. So they were gone. I took first turn. He charged one of his big ones up the middle. Sorry, no. I remember completely now. He kept one at the back. He moved the one big boy up with 2 little boys on the side. He had 1 little boy with 1 big boy in the middle, and he had 1 big boy over the other side to guard that objective over there, because this was the 6th places one. So I had my 2d6 inch move with the Night Runners. I got them up to the middle. He basically stayed where he was, destroyed my gnaw holes. He moved up a tiny bit, not much. And then I got my turn. I got all my spells off. Death Frenzy, more war power, everything that I wanted. It was done. Mystic Shield on the Storm Fiends, everything. I played KG as well. I kept my 20 Clan Rats with my 30 Storm Vermin behind them on my 1 objective on the left-hand side. The middle I had the Storm Fiends, and the Night Runners were ahead of them. And on the other side I just had 20 Clan Rats. Just doing their thing. They were going to die to that Gargan. I knew that was going to happen. I ran the Night Runners up, and I shot at the Gargan. Didn't.
What'd you expect? Come on. Oh, I thought that was going to be the exciting story there, Wayne, where you did 9 wounds with the Night Runners.
No, honestly, there's a picture. So the little Gargan...
Climax.
I just anticlimaxed that for a reason, because that's not actually how it happened. He got the little Gargan up the middle. He charged into the Night Runners first turn, and I unleashed hell on the little Gargan and basically did 11 wounds or something.
Oh!
Yeah,
No
yeah.
way.
And I didn't have more war power on by then. So there was 1 Night Runner left.
Okay.
So then, in my turn, when I got my first turn, I did Arcane Bolt, killed that little one. My lone Night Runner, who had Inspiring Presence, ran up the field, and everything else happened the way it was. I've got lone Night Runner versus Big Gargan. Throwing Star. Hit, wound, missed his save. Man of the match. That's it, that Night Runner. And I sent a picture to Tyson. I said, Tyson, this is how you're losing against Alex. You're not taking Night Runners. So that was the end of turn 1. We were even on points. Turn 2, Alex got the priority. He moved his Gargants around, so he moved his 2 big Gargant and 2 little Gargants up this side to go into my Clan Rats and Storm Vermin. He moved the big Gargant around towards where Thanquil was sitting. He moved this big Gargant up towards my other 20 Clan Rats. He threw a rock at that lone Night Runner. Poor soul. He's dead.
Rest in peace.
He did.
Will remember you.
I'm pretty sure he was one off missing with the rock, and that would have been hilarious because he would have had to charge back with the big Gargant just to get rid of this one Night Runner from taking the objective off him. That would have been quite hilarious. But anyways, Night Runner's dead. He did his job. He did 1 wound to a big Gargant.
Good on you, mate.
So he proceeded to charge into the Clan Rats. He killed the Clan Rats, but I had screened enough so the Storm Vermin were out. He didn't get into combat with Thanquil. No, he did get into combat with Thanquil, but he didn't do enough damage. Thanquil was like on 8 wounds or something like that. And I did do Unleash Hell with the Storm Fiends on the Gargant that charged Thanquil, and that did, I think I did like 8 wounds, something like that. It wasn't too much. The one Gargant over here didn't get into combat because he ran him because it was out of range because it was too far back. So then it was my turn too. I got all my spells off again. In the shooting phase, I proceeded to absolutely rape that middle Gargant. It was now dead with the Storm Fiends. So there's he's gone. I killed one of the other little babies with a wind launcher. That one was gone. So there was 1 little Gargant, 1 big Gargant, 1 big Gargant. We got to combat phase. I charged the Storm Vermin in. And the Storm Vermin, with Death Frenzy, after attacking back and forth, I think he was down to 4 wounds on that big Gargant. Then we rolled off for priority, and I got the double.
Oh, the dirty double.
Big.
I ran these Clan Rats up the middle to go get the other objective that was not being guarded. He had already burned this objective over here because I can't outnumber a 30 wound thing. And he had already burned this one over here as well by the end of turn 3. I think I've just skipped ahead. But oh well.
Did he remove an objective?
Yeah. So he got extra points.
Okay.
Did he remove it for?
I meant for turn 3 priority. Or did he keep the objectives on?
No, for turn 2 he burned this one.
Okay, yeah, and then turn
3 he burned this one, but I jumped ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
Did he
remove one for
the
third battle round?
Turn 2, no, that's what he did. That's right, that's what he did. Turn 3 priority, he removed that one. That's why it was gone, because he couldn't have got it. Forgive me, my memory's shit.
That's alright.
Most of it's alright. Yeah. 2-day
That's why we did it, guys. That's why we did it tonight, so it'll be fresh in mind.
If we did it next week, I would have just been, yep.
I just won.
Yeah.
I just won.
So we're in turn 3. I just double turned him. I've only got 5 Storm Vermin left. Thanquil's on 1 wound. Actually,
he's wishing he had Night Runners there. Yeah, throw a Ninja Star at Thanquil.
Well, actually, just back to turn 2. In combat, he picked up a Storm Vermin, threw it at Thanquil with Thanquil on 1 wound, and he rolled a 1 to wound Thanquil. It would have killed Thanquil.
Oh my god, that would.
Alex did not have luck with his dice.
That would have been.
It would have been funny. It would have been quite funny.
That would have been hilarious. Oh my god.
So yeah, turn 3, double turn, 5 Storm Vermin, Thanquil here. So Storm Fiends, I had all my Storm Fiends. The Clan Rats ran up there. I moved the Storm Fiends here to block off the big Gargant that was here. I moved my Arch Warlock around away from the Arcane because I wanted to use the Arch Warlock's throw once per game. And So with Thankful, I used the Warp Fire projectors to do 2 mortal wounds because I only rolled 2 dice. So got 2 mortal wounds off on him. And I had already had an Arcane Bolt as well, by the way. And Death Frenzy on the Storm Vermin still. So then that was movement. Shooting, Storm Fiends, Arch Warlock. I did 30 wounds to the Gargant. Maybe a bit more over this side. So wow. he was like 8 wounds left or something like that. It wasn't many. Because that was the Ethereal Amulet one. The one over here, I charged Thankful in, unleashed the Arcane Bolt, did 3 mortal wounds, goodbye big Gargant. And the little Gargant was here, and in combat, Thankful smashed the little Gargant, goodbye little Gargant, and the Storm Vermin, Storm Fiends and the Archwarlock charged into the big Gargant over here, and after rerolls for more war power, etc., killed that Gargant. That was it, table.
Wow.
Wow.
So good I effort. Can actually say I tabled a Gargant's list.
Jeez.
And I
killed
had
6 models.
Yeah, 6 models, yay!
Thankful pulled his weight.
Thankful pulled his weight pretty much every game.
Nice.
Anyways, we'll get into it overall in a minute. Yep. But yeah, so I ended 4-1.
Nice.
Ooh, we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah, we will.
Win it.
So do we want to do Podium or do we want to do our overall experience? I think we should do Podium now because we have to talk our overall experience anyway.
All right, so let's get the Podium, and once again,
got it up.
Thanks. Oh, if you can post it on the, we get it on the screen.
I can screen share, so I'll share my screen so you guys can see it. Screens. There we go. All right,
there you go.
You guys.
Thanks again to Cinderfall and Luke Stone for running this amazing tournament. Let's have a look at the final standings. Let's watch the screen. Right. Here it comes.
So, final standings.
Here we go.
I really don't want to do this.
Come on, Wayne. You can do it.
Mark Notch came first.
Hey!
Kron came second, and I came third.
Jew.
Hey.
You loser. Hey. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. So
hey, look, we got someone in the top 3. That's
yep.
That's good.
Adam came fourth with having a 3-2. So he scored a lot of points every game.
Yep.
Excellent.
So Willsy's I've got his after all thoughts, which we'll get to in a minute, but he came fourth. So not bad, Willsy, for a 3-2 again. Very nice.
And Nick played 3 games and came 15th.
Not bad. Not bad.
I count that as a win.
Not bad.
So, Stuart, I picked you to win. What happened? So I will tell you what happened, because Stuart told us. He had the damage to kill the Gargants. And I believe it was like 6 attacks or something. It was going to be 28 or 30 damage to a Gargant. And Mark rolled 5 out of 6 sixes.
Wow.
For his save. He stopped 28 damage or something like that against one of his Gargants from a War Crusher. It was, yeah. It cost him the game, I think, from what he was saying.
Look, when shit, I mean, this is a dice game, let's face it, but when shit like that happens, you just know the gods don't want you to win. And that's, it's not going to be a day. It's not going to be a day when people are rolling. And I've done it myself. And I reckon I've rolled 5 or 6 sixes out of 7. And my opponent's face is just like, I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. What am I going to do?
Yeah. It is a dice game at the end of the day. And like the game that I lost against Mark, dice roll. The priority roll.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, overall,
Congratulations, Mark. I guess this is 2 in a row, is it? For Mark?
He won the one day, 2 one-dayers ago. He won that one as well.
So he's getting a bit of a reputation up as a South Australian.
congrats to everybody wherever they placed. As far as I know, everybody had good games. There were a couple of little salty ones, but most people had good games.
Mostly by you, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure I was the only salty one at the whole tournament, probably. Even though I went 4-1, I was still salty. But
so where did you finish, Wayne? You didn't discuss where you finished. Let's have a look.
I came third, mate. I came third.
There we go.
Hey.
It's a beers podium. We're on the podium, and that's all that matters. We made it, and Willsy just a bee's dick behind you.
Oh, a whole game behind me. Come on, don't talk him up.
It's that game too.
You suck, mate. Come on.
No, in Adam can't break the 3-2.
I know.
He constantly gets 3-2 for some strange reason.
In Adam's defence, he lost to Cron. He lost to you.
Yeah. So he lost to second and third.
Second and third. So I'm not sure what the tie. So yeah, essentially,
it was victory point tiebreakers. So it was amount of games you won, and then it was victory point tiebreaker, and then it was battle tactics tiebreaker.
Yeah. So you came fourth, and should have took Seraphon, mate.
He kept saying that. It's like, I should have brought Seraphon. Fuck.
He knows the army so well. I know he loves his arch and he loves his chaos, but he's a demon. He's a demon with the lizards. Well, next time, anyway, we'll see what happens.
No, next time we need to talk him into taking Cruel Boys.
Yes.
Well, we're going to see them very shortly on the channel. So, they'll be up and running shortly.
Excellent.
And, let's see how good they are. But I'm still big on his Iron Jaws. They're pretty. Yeah, they're very good. Very good, if you ask me. And,
all right. So Adam's overall.
Let me have a look here. Here we go. His thoughts on his list is: Archaon is almost impossible to kill. Thanks, Adam.
Adam's going to hate watching this.
That's going to be it. I never ended a game with more than 5 taken. Or 5 wounds taken.
Yeah.
Oh, I presume that's
and just 5. 5 taken.
I don't know if it was 5 guys taking him in the toilet at halftime or what, but...
It's 25 guys over 5 games. Wow.
Yeah, there's 25 guys there, 5 guys,
Yeah.
Just keep that Vaseline on standby. The issue is objective control with his list. The issue is I ran out of Vaseline.
This is why we shouldn't do a video without Adam. He'll hate this. He'll be like, no, I'm coming on the next video no matter what I have to do.
Crazy.
No, seriously now, guys. Seriously. Yes. The issue is objective control, and once lost, some units had to be everywhere. So essentially, he's got low unit count, and he can't be everywhere at once. And he aims to play Lizards or the Cruel Boys for the next tournament. So we'll see. We'll see how he goes. And the next tournament, well, we'll see what that is later in the show. All right. And also, he wants to say a big thanks to Master Stone. Thank you, Luke. Which he also cleaned up, even though he didn't get podium. He won a battle map because he posted on Twitter consistently, which is why I know what he was doing, mostly. So he spammed that. And he wants to say thanks to Mithras Gaming for that, and also he managed to win some gaming toughs and a few dice, so he's pretty happy. He's pretty chuffed overall, and Other than his arsehole being 10 foot wide, he's happy.
Yeah, those big gargant boys. Yeah. They will push through you. It was a
Just push
good weekend.
back.
I think most people enjoyed themselves. It was good feedback from the event. It's good. One criticism that I have at the moment though is the score sheet could have been a little better laid out. I know some people did have confusion over where to write the scores. But that's every tournament organizer will go through the challenge of formatting and making sure everything is easy for the monkeys that are playing like us. So yeah,
we're not the smartest.
Constructive criticism is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah. We're not the smartest, so it needs to be laid out in big bold letters. Write your score here, dipshit.
Yes.
Basically.
And opponent score here, please, too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. It was my first tournament for 3rd edition, and yeah, I'm keen. I'm back with the trees. They've got a presence back on the board and back in my heart. So,
do you think they're better now?
See them around more often.
Do you think they're better now than what they were in 2.0 at the end of 2.0?
Yes. They've got a lot more utility with the command point generation is a big help. And even just like the tricks they have nowadays with how they can deploy trees. Instead of having to be in strict circles, they can be like one on their own or 1 inch gap between the 2 tips. So yeah, it's there's a lot more versatility, I find, and yeah, you can really play on the hidden gems in that book a lot. And like with save stacking, getting Alariel ignoring 2 to 3 rend if she's finest hour, 2 up save, healing 2d6, which I never healed her 2d6. Like she was either dead or she was full wounds. So yeah, she did whiff a lot, but she was a presence on the board that my opponent couldn't ignore. So yeah, she has her place even for 740 points. And I don't think you can leave home without the Warsong Revenant anymore.
Crucial.
Do you feel like competitively, Silverdeath are now branched into you have to take the Warsong Revenant to a tournament or you will not get anywhere?
It does feel that could be what's going on, because with my list, Ben's list that was the other Silverdeath player at Cinderfall Grand Tournament, and a lot of lists overseas like Math Mallow, they all run Warsong Revenant Alariel in Nullroot. So that's what got me the good score over the weekend out of my 3 games. I am interested to see if with 3rd edition I can practice with other builds away from those and include more Durthus and Drycha, because I think Drycha has a lot to show in this edition as well.
Nasty.
Yeah, it'd be something worth looking into. Anyway, what about your review of the weekend, Wayne?
It was a good tournament. Well done, Luke. There were a lot of good prizes. Thank you to Dragon's Lair Salisbury. I know Peter donated quite a lot of prizes. Mithras Gaming, I know they did a few prizes as well, and I'm pretty sure Leadbear Tufts. Yep. They did some. I got some of those dice that Adam were talking about in a nice little dice bag. They're pretty good dice. Adam got the mat.
And Army Painter as well. There were some.
Yeah, Army Painter as well. That was from Dragon's Lair.
Oh, yeah. I did like the look of those brushes. I was very jealous. I was 1 point away from best painted for that.
Yeah.
Or third best was the one that got it, but yeah, a little jealous.
You've got a few awards already, haven't you?
One or four, you know?
Yeah, 1 or 4, who's counting?
After the first 3, you forget count.
Yeah. As far as the tournament as a whole, my save stacking worries were definitely prevalent. My list went super well. But again, I do believe it's only because I know Skaven and where I can put things. You can't do competitive Skaven without Storm Fiends anymore. If you don't take Storm Fiends, you will not get anywhere. In a competitive environment, Storm Fiends are the base, and then everything else is built around it. Storm Vermin are horribly underappreciated. With Death Frenzy on Storm Vermin, they won so many combats. They just chip damage. Alright, you can kill me, mate. I don't care. I'm just going to attack you back. And it's the weight of dice that does that. And it's the same with the Storm Fiends. It's weight of dice. That's the only way I got through the save stacking. Or I just ignored the save stacker. But it is hard to ignore the save stacker where they are right now.
Mm.
I did pretty much table most people that I versed, but that's because I have a lot of damage. And I myself took advantage of the save stacking, mainly on my Storm Fiends, getting them down to a 2-up save. And it's stupid.
Mm.
The amount of damage Storm Fiends can do, and then I can get them down to a 2-up save with Mystic Shield and all-out defense. It's quite stupid. So the tournament as a whole, great. I won 4 games, great. I'm still not happy with how AOS 3.0 stands with a couple of the rules. And I will never play that mission again, that 3rd mission, unless they change it. That is a horrible mission, especially against somebody like Gargans, the way that the rules are right now. And that's not saying because I lost. If I lost and all 4 points couldn't be moved, etc., fine, I lost. But the whole fact that start of turn 3, you lose. It's like, what? What happened? I was winning.
Mm.
So that's my only gripe, is that mission from the tournament point of view, and then the game rule point of view. I know I'm still bitching even though I got 4 and 1, but I worked hard. I've played Skaven for, what, 3-4 years in AOS, so that's what I take to tournaments.
I think we counted it was about 1 billion in 3 years.
So I know Skaven in and out, like you know Sylvaneth in and out, like Luke knows Slanesh in and out, and I really had to work hard to get everything to a competitive scene. I don't know if I could take anything else. Doom Wheels won't cut it. Warp Lightning Vortex is useless. Grey Seers are useless. Can't take Plague Monks because of the regiment way they are. Basically, the list that I took is the only list I can take to get 3-2, 4-1, possibly 5-0, which is really hard to do.
Mm.
It's very hard, Wayne. You got a 4-1. Should be very happy with that.
I am happy with it.
It's old. It's old now. The book is old.
It is very old now, yeah.
It's still showing that it's got great, and what a great book it was. It's a fantastic book when it came out. Still a very good book.
Mm.
It just comes down to a little bit of luck and the right missions, the right matchups. Everything's got to fall your way.
Yeah.
You won 4 games and you lost on a technicality game. You've got to be happy.
Oh, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the tournament as a whole. I'm not happy with how I performed in 2 of the games. Asshole-wise, salty-wise.
Learn to love yourself. We all do.
Mm.
We learned the hard way.
If you ever play a win, just feed him. Just say, I'm going to fuck you.
That is how Adam beats me, and I think that's why Adam lost. Because we weren't salty with each other.
He was being nice to you. He
Yeah.
should never be nice to you. He should just be an absolute wanker to you.
Be nice to me, I'll kick your ass in. Don't be nice to me, and you'll put me off my game.
Exactly. Just get him frustrated, guys. That's the secret.
Yep. Anyway, so the tournament as a whole, great. Again, thanks, Luke. Everybody had fun, from what I know.
Yeah.
I'm a bit annoyed that the horse that I picked did not win. Well, apart from myself.
We were backing the boys, but other than the boys, we had a look, and well, at least yours wasn't lame and didn't bother turning up.
Oh, Gabe's gonna hate you.
Fuck you, Gabe. You let me down, boy.
Who did Adam pick?
$50 on the nose. I think he had a joke on Frank.
Well, Frank came 7th.
Frank came 7th. Yeah, he did all right again. Our boy Nick, when me, you, and Adam boozed in that cup.
Yeah.
We produced Frank.
I'm not sure.
What happens in Canberra stays in Canberra. Except Andrew will bring him back with us.
So I just want to touch on the scoring for the tournament. Most tourneys that you go to, most GTs, are strength of schedule. Yeah?
Yes.
I like the way this one was scored.
Oh.
It's simple. You win a game, VP, battle tactics. That's it. I like
Very
it.
nice.
I don't like strength of schedule.
It can go different ways, strength of schedule, yeah.
Just wanted to point that out with the tourney scoring.
I always think that strength of schedule should be a day 2 thing. Almost. I mean, that's a conversation for a different time. But, because you can end up with some poor matchups early on, and then it affects your strength of schedule. But once you're into the second day, if you're 3-0 at second day, then you generally weeded out some not poorer players, but poorer players. But then strength of schedule should come in almost.
Because I do believe that if I had strength of schedule, I wouldn't have come 3rd.
Interesting.
Because Matt came 11th, Tyler came 23rd or last. Where's my Alex came 9th, so they're all pretty low, reasonably.
Might have put you down.
Yeah.
And Adam might have pipped you.
Yeah. So that's why I don't like strength of schedule. I know that SAG 2019, I came equal 3rd, but because of strength of schedule, I came 4th. So, that's why I don't like strength of schedule. I like this one because it's simple. You got this many points. That's it. Anyways, just wanted to point that out. The last place, which I did say earlier was really good for Tyler, Dominion box.
Boom.
2 new armies to pick from.
Yeah, because you're not going to be any good with Slanesh.
Mate, just put them on the back burner. Take it from me. Next book will be filth. So just keep painting them nice and steady. We'll get another book in a year because it's Slanesh and it's going to be disgusting this time. So just wait.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for it just so I can poke Nick in. I'm going to can't wait.
No, Sylvaneth will get their book and they'll be on track.
Sylvaneth and Slanesh will get their book at the same time, and Sylvaneth will be written by not Sin, the other guy, Bin. Yeah.
Bin.
Yeah, and Slanesh will be written by Sin, so
It'll be my dream. It'll be my dream to see Nick crying.
Not again.
Just a reoccurring nightmare.
It's all right. At least he's not going to Legends.
Yes, yes, Gavin. Yeah, I also wanted to tell you that, yes. What's he said? Just a second, he's got one more closing thing. Here he is. Where is the Willsy statement? Here we go. Hold on, not that. Dead air is bad. Oh, here we go. So he said, Wayne has complained about the save stacking, yet he beat my elite save stacking list and said gargants were broken and tabled them. The true issue in AOS is this rats. Skavens straight to fucking Legends. Off he goes.
Yeah. No, they're going there. They're not going to get new time. They're just going to go straight to Legends.
Yeah. Oh no, Old World, mate. Old World's coming. So
that's fine. I'm all on.
Let's get
Old
your
World
square
anyway,
get your square base. Get your square bases back out.
It's fine. They're already out. I've got another Skaven army for fantasy.
Nice. That's what we want to see. All right.
So many vermin.
Okay, I guess we'll call it there. So, yeah, guys, if you're still here, still listening, smash like, smash subscribe, while you smash the beers. Let's go. Cheers, boys.
Peace.
Cheers. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
And if you're drinking, well, you know that you're my friend. And I say, I think I'll have myself a beer.